Okay, I'm live again. I hope everybody finds me in here. Sorry for that. I don't know what happened. Well, something technical, and then there was difficulties. So I'm not really sure. Let me put this show on a lower volume because I want to be able to hear, but then also pull back. But I'm back here. Oh, I was not able to get into the other stream. Adjust this. I wasn't able to get into my previous stream because I had to end it. But what I was able to do is get pickles. So I got pickles and this is a new live stream. Mm. So I'm sitting here watching the Oscars, chatting with everybody in the chat, but also eating pickles. Now, I do have other snacks, but I'm going to send this out. To let people know I'm in the live stream. Mm. And I've totally eaten off my lipstick because I've been snacking and nibbling. But so far tonight, I've had pickles and dill pickle ice cream. And I've had these vegan foam kind of gummies. And then sugar-free peanut butter cups and sugar-free chocolate and cream cookie sandwiches. So not Oreos because they're sugar-free. And so I've been eating a mix of interesting things tonight. Hey, Sage Moon, I'm so glad you found me because I'm literally going to send out this live because I couldn't get back on the other one. I don't know what was happening. I'm putting on lipstick. I might have a lip balm because my lips are so dry from maybe some salty pickle juice. So I'm just going to do that really quick. Because I can't find my lip balm by me, but okay, close enough. Thanks for coming back on the chat, Sage Moon. This has been an interesting ride, so I'm always excited to do stuff live because we're here and things happen. So I think I may have missed. I don't think I missed an awards presentation, but oh, this is so sweet. I see June Squibb and Scarlett Johansson. Aw, this is a cute presenting duo. Okay, Sageman, do you have any favorites of the movies or remaining nominees to win tonight? Let's see if I can pull that up. Okay. I'm going to close out. I was just trying to figure out how to get into my stream, but I don't think that's working. Okay. All right. So we're in makeup and hair nominees. Okay, Different Man. So what's interesting is that movie the movies that Sebastian Stan have been in, Sebastian Stan is nominated for lead actor for The Apprentice, and he was also in a movie called A Different Man, and that film is being nominated for the hair and makeup effects awards. So, makeup and hairstyling is the proper name, and I think I thought this was going to Wicked, but it's The Substance. That's fun. So if you haven't seen The Substance, it's very gory. Lots of special effects, makeup, prosthesis, was like just prosthetics galore, but also yeah, the makeup was and makeup effects, and I believe if I'm correct, I know the director had said, like, on a YouTube video, it was, one of those things where it was like they used practical effects for everything, so it wasn't like, they were using CGI. There were certain shots, I remember this is separate from makeup. There were certain shots where they were trying to get this sort of, like, where the camera's, like, gives you that kind of visually, like, dizzy feel, and they shot it in a way. There was lots of interesting things, like, into, like prisms of light, and, when you watch the movie, I'm like, "Oh, wow, okay, that's really cool." Um, yeah, so Sage Moon said, "Honestly, anything with Sebastian Stan, he was fantastic in A Different Man and The Apprentice." I absolutely agree. I think The Apprentice is going to be, um I mean, I didn't have an interest when it first came out, but Jeremy Strong, like, blew me away. Sebastian Stan, I was like, unreal. Um, and oh, Halle Berry is presenting. So, is this the Governor's Award? Okay. So Sage Moon said, "OMG, we were talking about The Substance earlier today, and it actually won." It won for makeup and hairstyling, but yes. Um, yeah, and I think Demi is wearing well, it's not similar to Halle, because I feel like there's a lot of silver and platinum in terms of, less gold, in terms of these gowns, and I really like it, but, I mean, everybody kind of looks like, well, Halle Berry, she's not gonna look bad. I think it's just impossible, like, physically impossible, so yeah, wow, okay, distracted by some of the dresses that I didn't see on the red carpet. So back to what, Sage Moon was talking about. Sage Moon said, "OMG, we were talking about The Substance earlier today. It actually won." Wow. Yes. So we were talking about that. So, if if you're here, you've gotta check out, Brit Madrid, her channel. She does Tarot Tea, where she talks about tons of pop culture, and there was a live that she did today that was all about well, not all about, but a lot about the Oscar nominations tonight. So we were just, seeing what the cards might say. So I have to go back. Sage Moon, I don't remember if we predicted a win, but I mean, my feeling is it's tonight is Demi's night for taking home that little gold man. And Sage Moon said agreed. Jeremy killed it. Yes, I thought he was amazing in The Apprentice as Roy Cohen, and it was it was an incredible performance. I was really sucked in. Um, which actually does say a lot, because I do watch a lot of content. I consume a lot of media, TV, film, everything in between, and sometimes it just doesn't hold your attention, but that really did. Okay, so now we have Margot Qualley, and I guess there's a Substance, the James Bond tribute, I believe. So, okay, very interesting. I knew there was gonna be this tribute tonight, but I didn't realize that she was gonna lead this. Okay. Scott, you don't like the yellow Scott says, "I gotta be honest, don't like the yellow suit from Tim." You know, Timothy Chalamet, he is I feel like he's dressing more like Jeremy Strong, in something that's definitely a little bit, off the beaten path, so to speak. Nothing traditional about that look. It seems like the jacket might seem a little cropped and boxy from what I can remember, so I'm sure it is a little bit of a nod to the '60s style, but it seems almost but I can't tell the fabrication, I can't tell if it's leather. It looks like it has some weight to it or maybe it's coated, so I don't know if it's like this butter, yellow leather or it's a treated fabric of some kind because there is a little bit of a sheen to it. It's not shiny because we see shine on the red carpets, and it's not that. But it's an interesting choice. It's a fashion choice, that's for sure. Sage Moon said, "Yes, agreed. Demi's having a comeback era. Wouldn't be surprised if she gets the big award." Yeah. Well, I think she's only nominated for the one, but I think this is it. I really do because um she was really great in that movie too. So if you watch it like not everybody's into the gore. There's a lot of visual effects in it to watch and a lot of that makeup that's very gory. It's not it's not just fantasy in the same way like Wicked is. So I kind of watched it like that. Yeah, but I think it's her night. I think it's her award for tonight. And Scott says this is about Timothy Chalamet's suit. He said it reminds me of frosting on a cake. Yeah, so it is that it's like a buttercream, absolutely, like a yellow buttercream. I mean, maybe it's spring is coming. That butter yellow is sort of a trending color for spring 2025, but also you know what? Maybe he was inspired by that. I don't know because he is there tonight with Kylie Jenner. They're in a relationship together, dating, whatever label they use, but she's wearing a I didn't see her on the carpet, but she's wearing a black sequin dress that seems very dressed up and seems like she's going to, the Oscars, but so it's not like they're mismatched, but they're not exactly matching as a couple. She's definitely not wearing that same yellow. And Sage Moon says, "Ooh, you're right. It looks like leather or something." Yeah, that's why I was saying. So Timothy Chalamet, what he's wearing, it's not like he's wearing a linen suit. There is some sort of coating on it or some sort of leather. And this is what I say when sometimes it's hard to see if you're watching the red carpet from home, things photograph differently than you see them on video, and then they look completely different in real life at times, especially some of these more ornate pieces, or even sometimes something as simple as a fabric texture, right? It like if you've ever seen a tweed on screen, sometimes it gives that like you can't wear it does something to the monitors where it just looks blurry. It just gives that weird effect. So, um yeah, let's see. Sage Moon said, good point to Scott. It does look like smooth frosting. And then Scott said it looks like something Gene Wilder would have worn in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, I mean, I mean, Timothy Chalamet did play Willy Wonka. I didn't see that movie though. I think it was much more musical, but he played Willy Wonka. I thought it was an homage to Bob Dylan, but maybe it is to Willy Wonka and that role. Um, or maybe it's a two for one, maybe for both at the same time somehow. I don't know. I'm just curious to see what the fabric is. Maybe I can pull up Eve. I think that's what I was trying to do before. I think I was trying to do too much before. So, um, some of the headlines are really interesting because there's something about Miley Cyrus is unrecognizable on date night without eyebrows. And I don't know if date night, I think date night is at the Oscars. So there's just a lot to process with that one sentence. Let me see if I can see Timothy Chalamet because I'm getting distracted by other people. And then, of course, Ray is singing so beautifully. She has an incredible voice and really can hold these notes. Insane. Okay, Timothy Chalamet. Let's see. Who are you wearing? What are you wearing? Okay. Oh, wow. Well, as soon as I pull up Timothy Chalamet wears butter yellow suit to the Oscars. Yes, it's a Givenchy suit. And I'm literally trying to see. Let's see. So Kylie is wearing Miu Miu, a custom Miu Miu gown. And I just want to see what the fabric is. I'm dying to figure this out. I see it now. I lose the chat if I do that though. Oh, Scott, you liked Willy Wonka, or either Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Timothy Chalamet, because I know it was different. I remember Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was really popular. That's the one with Gene Wilder. But then Timmy was in a newer, the latest iteration, because before that there was the Johnny Depp one. I don't think I saw that one either. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Okay. Custom. All I see is Chalamet made a bold statement in a custom yellow Givenchy suit with color reminiscent of banana Laffy Taffy. That's a very specific candy. They could have said like a. I feel like a lemon head is the same color as a banana Laffy Taffy. Maybe it's too yellow for that. That's what I'm talking about with screens. Because I feel like a lemon head candy is yellow, but it's not like super neon. Or maybe I'm misremembering what a banana Laffy Taffy looks like versus a lemon head. I have no idea what this fabric is. I can see that there is something interesting here that says Jenner embraced classic elegance in a custom black Miu Miu gown. The little black dress featured embellished accents and paneled cutouts that offer subtle glimpses of skin despite the anti-sheer dress code revealed in a leaked memo. So there was a leaked memo that went around from the Academy, or maybe some the production company behind it, or maybe the Academy themselves, about an anti-sheer dress code. I wonder if that's the influence from what happened at the Grammys. Yeah, so I don't know what this Givenchy suit is because I can't really tell. It has some sort of like, it's not a flat matte texture, but anyway, I'm sure as soon as the awards are over and I can do my deep dives, I will look through it. But I don't know. It seems like Scott is not going to be running out and getting a yellow suit anytime soon. Not even in an homage to Gene Wilder, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Oh, okay. Scott said, I really like that movie too. Both movies, Tim and the original. Yeah, okay. So if you haven't seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or I guess Willy Wonka, or I can't remember the different iteration. Scott's recommendation is to see it. Okay, Scott, you're gonna maybe for Halloween. Sage Moon to the rescue. Thank you. You're so right, Leora. It's leather. Reading it on Vogue now. Yeah, I was reading, I don't know what website. I think because I had that pulled up already, so I was just trying to scroll to find it. But yeah, so sometimes there are things that are pulled from the archives. There are things that are custom, So you kinda need the details from the stylist, and I remember when I was doing a lot more red carpets, I would have relationships with stylists to at least be able to fact check very quickly about what celebrities were wearing, um, without necessarily asking them, because you know, it's not, not everybody, you don't always have a chance to find out what people are wearing live in the moment, but, based on relationships with stylists, you kind of get an idea. Not beforehand, but once, people hit a carpet, and if you're working on a deadline and trying to write a story or a roundup about what happened at the red carpet and who was wearing what, then yeah, it's one of those situations where those contacts really do help. Let's see. Scott says not looking good for Wicked to win Best Picture. Okay. All right, Scott, based on your feeling, based off vibes, did you pull a card, or is there something else? Because there's something that I wanted to check, but I'm curious. Okay. Oh, wow, Daryl Hannah. Okay, that's really cool. I'm not sure what she's presenting. I feel like I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole with Oscars predictions, and we're supposed to be about halfway through it, but I'm not sure unless they're gonna be, like, shouting the awards out. Okay, Scott says, "Not looking good for Wicked to win." Yes, and then Scott said, "Screenplay went to Conclave," and then Honora won a oh, okay, so original screenplay went to Conclave, and then Honora won Best Adapted Screenplay. Well, thank you for the update, Scott, because I wasn't sure of that. I promise I'm watching, but it's hard to kinda keep up, and, if you're not ticking off the winners. I feel like they should kinda have that, like, almost like a ticker on the bottom or something, I don't know. For the people at home, not the people there, not to be rude, not to, like, rub salt in the wound, but I feel like as soon as an award is announced, I'm just like, "Wait, Conclave won for what? And they're being nominated for something else?" Yeah, I don't think there's a lot. I'm thinking Best Picture is going Conclave or, The Brutalist, but I think thank you for the, let's see. No, no? Okay. Um, I don't know if they're gonna take it home. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This is, this is a this is a big night for, Sean Baker. Director, editor, um, editor. So he won film editing. I did predict that. I did guess that based off of, I will say, vibes. So I think there was a lot of buzz specifically. Editing is not a category that you hear a lot about, but I did feel like I heard so much about Sean Baker's work on Anora. Obviously, he's the director. Um, he's won. Let's see. I think he might win. I don't know if he'll win directing. I don't know if this is like you've won adapted screenplay and editing, and is there another award? See, I'm getting all jumbled up already, but yeah, Scott says a ticker at the bottom would be a great idea. For the people at home that are following along, but it's like, I mean, I'm I'm not in the biz. I'm not, like, fully paying attention to everything because I'm chatting here, but I'm also, like, trying to look up fashion. So it's really, really, helpful. I feel like they flash the winner so briefly that unless you can identify some of these people that are not the lead actors by face, you might not know because they just flashed up so briefly, so quickly. Okay, so we are getting into Best Supporting Actress. I think this is going to Zoe Saldana. She's won just about every award, in this category in this category, but, at similar award shows. At similar award shows? No. All award seasons so far, that's what I mean. Um, okay. I think I'm gonna go back to some vegan gummies while we're waiting. But I wonder how we're doing on time because, like I said, this is supposed to end at 10, and I feel like they have a lot more commercials to go and a lot more awards. And I still cannot believe Ariana is sitting in like a normal seat in that gown. Okay, I have a little cowboy hat. Mm. Oh, white cowboy hat, white cactus. Oh, Isabella Rossellini. Conclave was really incredible. It's not a documentary, but based on the subject nature, you might think it was a documentary. Um, but it was really they did such a good job. I think they did really amazing work with the cinematography and editing also. I think this has gotta be Zoe Saldana. I don't know if you can see this says "Giddy Up." Oh, I have to do the YouTube thing, right? Oh, Zoe Saldana. She swept all season long. Oh, she looks stunning. I did have a prediction that I've made to no one in particular, but that, gloves would be trending. I think based on this win and based of all the photos that were the stills and the videos that we're about to see clipped from this moment here, they definitely could start to trend. I'm gonna watch this, maybe turn up the volume a little. I don't want to chew in the mic, sorry. Wow. Okay. Okay, tears again. I brought paper towels because I forgot my tissues. And this is what I have left over from the pickle ice cream. So okay. Very interesting, beautiful acceptance speech. I think they panned to everybody, and all of our cast was standing except for Sophia Gascon. But I don't know where she's sitting. I don't know the details on that. So it's very interesting. But I told you at the start, I know this is a new live now. So I cried like immediately on the first one, and now here we are again. But that wasn't so bad because I was distracted by gummy sweets. So yeah. But so far, are you surprised by any of the wins? Because I'm not really surprised. I feel like um it's been pretty consistent. Maybe there's like there's no category where I'm like it's up to anybody. Anybody could take this. It seems like it's kind of first or second place. The other thing that I almost wish that there was maybe a little bit more transparency. And I have no skin in the game, but I do have opinions. So one thing for award shows that I kind of would be interested to see when it's like such a tight race, or I don't know, when it's like you kind of want to know first, second, third place, maybe, or at least second place. I don't know. Not necessarily a runner up, but just like a tabulation of the awards, like a little more transparency, just mostly for the sake of nosiness. Um, but yeah, I think that would be interesting. I think that would be interesting data to see because I would be so curious to know who was right behind and how far off they were. But then also during the show, please, like a little, I know it's probably not as elegant as just kind of flashing someone's name and the award category in the film. But I don't know every single editor. I know what Sean Baker looks like tonight. I didn't know that when he accepted his first award, so I wasn't 100% sure, but that would be helpful, like to know what's going on at home. But that's just me. And also, I don't always fully pay attention to these things. So, my confessions. Um, as I figure out how to eat on a live stream without showing you all of the details of what I'm eating. Let's see. So I believe I think after there's some Jimmy Kimmel thing and Harrison Ford's supposed to be there, but he was also supposed to be presenting here. And unfortunately, I think he came down with the shingles, I believe. So I don't think he's going to be on Jimmy Kimmel after this. Whether that's today or tomorrow, it doesn't matter. So, yeah. I just want to get back into the categories we have left. Of course, we have the big ones: Best Picture, directing. Let's see. We still have a lot. We still have we did makeup, but not visual effects. Yeah, makeup and styling, but I don't think we did visual effects yet. Original score, original song. There's a lot. So I'm not sure what order we'll be going in, but I think it's very interesting. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at there was a Forbes article about the various prop bets. Like, so Oscar props would be like who will be named worst, have the worst outfit by, like by Daily Mail, or what will be the length of the opening monologue. Um, let's see. Will any recipient be censored during an acceptance speech? So I don't know. The prop bets aren't that interesting, actually. I thought they would be more interesting. Um, okay. I was trying to look up more on Timmy's leather suit, but mm, ooh, okay. So that was a little bit of a teaser for the substance. And oh, that was during the show. Okay, I thought it was a commercial because I think they ran a Wicked ad during the Oscars, during the award ceremony. So I wasn't completely sure. Okay. So I'm not sure what awards are up. I know we have a lot left and little time. But what I wanted to talk about were some of those other fashion choices that we were seeing. I think everybody looked pretty solid overall. But I did get some emails. Let's see. I already got some beauty pitches, actually. Beauty looks inspired by the red carpet. So one thing that I do think is always interesting is when I get pitches from publicists, like as soon as these celebrities come out on the red carpet, and they are fast. It's so impressive. So as a freelance writer, sometimes I'm pitching stories, or I've been assigned things and I'm on a deadline and I've got to turn things around during an award ceremony. So this is great. So I do have some pitches for not necessarily the artist that did the hair or makeup or stylist for one of the attendees or nominees, but yeah, sometimes anybody who's just sort of putting together ideas, like, and pitches, will send them during the ceremony. I think that's great. I think it's kind of a great way to capture attention and be first in someone's inbox. But that's an aside separate from the award show. Whoa. Another win for Wicked. This is great. Okay. Um I can't remember what else the Brutalist is up for. This all of these awards are, to me, this is my feeling, like usually you don't pick up these awards and best picture, maybe one, but usually not more than that, and that's something that I've just made up. So that's not a hard and fast rule. Mm. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I think it's an upset that John Chu is not in the directing category as well. So I don't know what it is, but I just don't know if Wicked is going to rack up many more awards tonight. That's my feeling. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Open to it. I'm not sure. Great movie, so much fun. But that's not the vibe I'm picking up. Okay. Okay, we have Mick Jagger. That was kind of jarring. So this must be this must be for a song. Mick Jagger walked out doing a Mick Jagger strut. If you just have to see it, and it was kind of like an area not directly over his head, but from the side, and I'm like I mean, talk about moves like Jagger. That's a very specific person. So it was just very jarring to see. I wasn't expecting him on to come out, I guess. That's all. Okay, back to my treats. All right, I think I finished crying. Probably not. I'm kidding. So I'm gonna try these Date Smarter. I'm gonna have these Date Smarter snacks. These are basically chocolate covered date caramels. And these are, let me make sure. I want to say these are vegan because they're dark chocolate, and I can't recall. Oh, they're called Date Smarter. And I think they're kind of newer to the market. The founder is she's named Grace, and really interesting how this came to be. But I got sent this to try, and they're really dense, so it's really yummy. And really chewy. So they're dairy-free, gluten-free, refined sugar-free, vegan, artificial sweetener free, and nutrient packed. So I'm not sure exactly where you can get these, but you can check out the Instagram too, Date Smarter Snacks, and really good. Just very packed. Like one little date bite is very, very satisfying for a sweet tooth, even though I'm sitting here eating snacks all night. But I figured Sage Moon, that was one for you to try. I talked about it, I think, before you came on the live in the in the first one, but that's a good one. So there are a lot of vegan treats that I like to try, but sometimes the vegan treats can be very specific. Like you have to have a certain palate to enjoy it, but I like trying things that are enjoyed across the board. Mm. Mm. Sage Moon said, "Yeah, I have to try those too." Yeah, they're really good. And I feel like one little bite, like you have to chew a lot, and it's really like your mouth kind of waters. Um, so it's very satisfying in that way. And it's nice because you get a little bit of texture, but not too much. But it is it's smooth. It's not chewy like it's just like very dense, but in a pleasant way. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I mean, I talked about pickle ice cream for at least 30 minutes, so and tonight I'm just having some sparkling water because I'm eating a lot of interesting um flavor profiles and combinations, mostly on the sweet side. But there's a lot going on, so I think it's better if I just keep it Keep it to water or sparkling water. Okay, we're up to song. And I wanted to do some fun facts. I had more of my fun facts for the carpet, like trivia wise, but I think let's see. Now I can't remember. I think song was the one. Was that Dune? Oh, song. That was song. Okay. See, I totally. Oh, wow. Amelia Perez for El Mal. Wow. I was not expecting that. I thought, uh, oh, Sage Moon says, honestly, you can't go wrong with chocolate covered treats. Yes, I agree. I'm not like, I'm not, when I'm craving a sweet, I'm not always looking for chocolate though, like chocolate, you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes it's especially dark chocolate. I know it's good for you, better for you, or there are more benefits to it, but sometimes, sometimes, like I think I don't want something super sweet, but I don't want something that's almost close to bitter in some cases. So that's why I'm not like nuts for chocolate. But I love a peanut butter cup. I have to adjust my seat. I think I readjusted things and let's see. There we go. Because I moved and now there we go. Now I'm coming undone. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Kind of better. Okay. I should have guessed that there would have been singing. This would have been a good prop bet that sound or song of the year sings their song during their acceptance speech. So next year, I feel like the Vegas odds people should put together some prop bets that are a little bit more of a reach, like because we just had someone singing for best song. I don't know. I don't have a I don't have any kinds of personal interest or any prop bets placed anywhere. So all good for me. But I think it would be more fun if it was like some of these prop bets that I'm looking at on Forbes were more like a bingo card situation. And I would open this page, but there's so many videos that pop up on a lot of these websites now. You guys know the internet, right? Um, and I don't want to get in trouble on the live stream, you know? So I'm just gonna have some gummies about it. Oh, Sage Moon, I'll open this bag of gummies because I want to show you the rainbow ones. And I think the flavor is rainbow. I actually don't know what the flavor is. It's just like sweet gummy candy. So let's open these. Haha. Okay. So these are the plant-based gummies. So that means no gelatin. Let me hold it here. Right. And then these are the rainbow ones. Oh, this one says love. You see? Trying to do the YouTube thing where you do this whole thing, right? And does that work? Oh my God, it really does work. I was trying to block my face with the microphone a second ago and that doesn't really work. Okay, awkward moments. So, love. And this is like a sweet, like a light citrus flavor. So I don't know what that one is versus the rainbow. There we go. But these are so fun. And I just want to show you specifically. No, not that one. Oh my gosh. Watch me have to dig for it. I showed you the love one. Oh, okay. Look at this here. Okay. Let's see. If I hide here, can you see that's a little unicorn? It's so cute. It's so cute. So same brand. These are the gelatin-free vegan gummies. So really, really good. Fun, citrusy. At least the ones I'm having. I don't know if there's different flavors, but because it's rainbow, like that's a rainbow. I think they're all the same. Quite lovely though. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the one that I know them from, and that they've had that for a while. And then these foam ones. Let's see. Giddy Up. Oh my gosh. Oh, and this is the little bandana. Can you say no? I have to do the YouTube thing, right? Okay, that oh my gosh, that looks so weird. That's a bandana. So it's like, imagine it hangs on your neck, like you tie it on like a little person, and then I know you can't see it. Okay, I'll eat that one and show you a different one maybe. And then cowboy boots. These are not a matching pair, obviously. Okay, pink bandana. I know it's so hard to see, and plus they're foamy, so I'm like squeezing it. So it's like the triangular shape of like if you wrap the bandana around your neck. I know. And cowboy boots, like I want these. I actually have a metallic, they're not like real performance cowboy stuff, fashion, that are like a metallic pink. Why does this work? I have to, like, if I talk to YouTube, I see it's forcing the focus, like I understand, but like, why is that a thing? Like, the YouTube hand always works. These are super cute. Wait, I have to show you the hat. Oh no, I hope I have a hat left. Okay, I have this. As things fall everywhere. Okay, the cowboy hat. It looks much better in real life. Oh, there you can see the front of the hat with my little YouTube hand. Oh my god. But it's really cute the way they've done these, so highly recommend. Yeah. Sage Moon says, oh my god, those look delicious. Yes, let's go. Unicorn for the rainbow gummies. And then also, LMAO, why are the cowboy boots so cute though? They are. Let me see if I didn't eat all of them. Okay. And if I don't have them in white, because the white doesn't really show up well on camera at all. I think I ate all the boots. I ate all the cowboy boots. I do have plenty of cacti. I mean, how cute is this pink cactus moment here? Okay. Sage Moon says the YouTube hand really does work. OG beauty YouTubers were really onto something there. I mean, I think it's what is it? Necessity is the mother of invention. Just because I feel like it's so hard to get a webcam to focus, because that's what I'm using right now is the webcam. and it just refuses to, like, even if I do that, like, even if I duck, it'll do that for a second, but as soon as I go like this, it's like, "Oh, yeah, hand. Let's show the details." So, it's really these are really fun to play with too because 'cause they're squishy, and I don't know, they feel really nice. They're squishier and foamier, than the regular gummies. Regular gummies don't do the foam things. Okay. So we have Selena Gomez and Samuel L. Jackson doing a documentary feature category. So um Sage Moon is laughing at me. I get it. I get it. Yeah, I'm just trying to show the gummies in the best light, or the foam. Um Now we have a hat that says yeehaw and giddy up. That's, oh, there we go. This is hard because these are so light. But look, YouTube hand, YouTube hand. Now you can see it says giddy up, kind of. There we go. But these are great. I promise I'm watching the Oscars. Let's see. Gonna adjust my seating. I did get dressed up for this tonight. And even though I ate my lipstick off a long time ago, oh, I missed the announcer. So they'll only show it one time in a blink if you miss it moment, because I don't know all the documentaries, or the documentary makers that were nominated tonight by Face. So now we go through this whole thing of them walking the carpet. I have no idea who won. Thanks, Sage Moon. Sage Moon says, LOL, you're doing great. Loving the vibes here. Okay. Did I miss the oh, there we go. No Other Land is the documentary feature film that won. But I just wish, if they don't want to do a ticker, like I've suggested to just you guys, or a scroll at the bottom, I just need to see who won while they're walking to the stage. And then once you can flash it once when they're on stage, or take it off the screen, because unless it's people that I know, I have no idea. If I didn't hear someone's name in that moment, it's very frustrating. Or frankly, if I'm live streaming and trying to have a conversation and eat different snacks, and I don't have, maybe it's my problem because I don't have closed captioning on. So maybe that's my issue. Maybe that's something for me to look into. I don't know if I can do that right now. I'm just so, like, I get so not afraid, but like if I do something, I'll like cross wires, and I mean, what's the worst that happens? I end the live stream early and then I start a new one. Yeah, but I just think for my purposes, the Academy needs to really take my advice under consideration, because I think the home viewers maybe will appreciate more than a flash of the name of the winner, and then the category, and then the project. So this seems like this could be uh, an intense documentary, but I believe all of them in the category were pretty serious, heavy, political, or maybe crime related. So cheers to where we are in the show. We're supposed to have, it's 9:17 Eastern time, and we're supposed to be ending at 10. there's a lot of awards left, and I feel like they probably have 1 or 2 special awards, maybe another performance, and definitely an in memoriam. We're not getting out of here, and by here, I mean watching the awards if you're watching it live, 10:30, the absolute earliest. I just don't know how. I don't know why every time they also do a award show, it's like they have no idea how long it's gonna take. Like, they think something is gonna be 2 hours, and you're letting people speak. Even if you cut them off mid-sentence, it always runs longer. Okay, these are my award shows rant. This is as somebody who sits at home and watches these awards. So, maybe if I was attending on a regular basis, I wouldn't feel that way because maybe if you're in the room, no one's on their phone in that auditorium, or if they are, it's definitely not during the times that I don't pay attention. Cause, when they're like, when they've announced, between the time they've announced and the winner walks to the stage, the information could have fallen out of my head. So I just wish there was a little bit of that for the home viewer, and selfishly for myself. So cheers to that. Sage Moon says, "Totes agree with your feedback. Listen up, award shows." Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is it. I'm gonna have lots of feedback for the Academy Monday morning. Like, congratulations on year 79 or 76. Let's see. I can't remember. I had trivia that I was going to do, and then the show started and everything is out the window. Let's see. But that's what happens in a live stream. At least that's what I'm finding. Um, I will fact check myself later. You know what? If you're watching this after the fact and you've gotten to this point, we are 1 hour and 2 minutes in, and I said something wrong and you want to fact check me, leave it in the comments. Like, put me on blast. That's totally fine with me because, I usually try to make sure I have the right answer, but, sometimes things happen. So, anyway, I say all that to say I will have feedback for the Academy. And maybe I'll wait until they ask for my feedback, but if they don't, I might have to volunteer it. So I'll have to get on LinkedIn tomorrow, find some of the people at the top for the Academy, and see if they take in my feedback for the home viewing experience, because I have two other home viewers that agree with me. So um, yeah, I don't know. They're showing commercials. It's 9:20. There's no way this can finish in 40 minutes unless they rush through something. Yeah. Anyway, cheers, Sage Moon. Cheers. And Scott, if you're still on, anybody else who's still on but not in the chat, cheers. Yeah, I think I'm pretty snacked out for the night. I'll probably have more though. But I think I was gonna have something savory, and then I don't know what happened. Sage Moon says, LMFAO, yes, you're just looking out for the home viewers, no harm, no foul. Yeah. Well, I will try to be patient, which is not my forte, and wait until the Academy brings it up themselves. And if they ask personally for my feedback, I'm happy to give them constructive feedback. But if there's some opportunity for the general viewing at home public to provide feedback, I will share this because, they should know. They probably don't know because they're all there. That's like the point. So how would they know? That's my logic right now. Okay. I'm not sure what film we're doing right now. Oh, I'm still there. I'm still here. This was a film that I wanted to see, but I don't think it's available to stream anywhere, and it's only in a limited number of theaters, so I'm Still Here, yeah, with, the nominated actress Fernanda Torres. So that's one that I'm waiting for to come to streaming. Ooh, let me not knock everything over. Now, I don't know about you, but I've watched a lot. See, Sage Moon, I agree with that logic. If you yeah, if it's gonna be a 3-hour show. So Sage Moon said if they want if I'm screaming into the mic now because I'm so passionate about a scroll or a ticker at the bottom of the screen. Sage Moon said they should want the feedback if they want us to keep watching their 3+ hour shows. You know what? You're right. So I don't know if you mean by shows, if you mean the actual Academy Awards presentation in its entirety, or also the movies that are nominated. Because most of those are, even if they're under 3 hours, it's like 2.5 hours. It's the duration, the runtime of these movies these days is much longer. Not historically. There's always been longer feature films, but I feel like so many are longer and it just requires so much more, of your attention. You have to pay attention to like the whole thing. Even still, I don't always do that. So I think so if I talk about movies that I've seen that held my attention, and let's go to the categories that are still yet to be claimed. Uh, okay, so actress in a leading role, we have Cynthia Erivo for Wicked. Wicked was incredible. I think you have seen it. Let me know if you haven't seen it, but it was incredible. And Amelia Perez, when I watched it when it first came out. So I can't remember when that was, but it came out on Netflix and it was one of those that's like available right away. And I heard some things that were like sort of like it's not a musical, it is a musical because there's singing and that drives the plot. And I thought that was very interesting, but I watched it and I was like kind of confused. So it kept my attention. Wicked kept my attention, Amelia Perez, and then Mikey Madison for is nominated for Anora. Anora kept my attention, but then there were parts where I felt it went on for a little bit too long, and I don't know, where I would make certain cuts, but I just felt like it didn't hold my attention as much. Demi Moore, the substance, I had to look away because of like the gore and stuff, but it's like I couldn't look away. That's why I was like looking between my hands, like a kid for some of that stuff. But I don't know. And I forgot the movie we're just talking about, Fernanda Torres and I'm Still Here. I didn't see that, so I don't know. But I think most of the actress in a leading role actresses and also the categories, the films were really, really held my attention really well. And for me, that's not always the case. So let's see. Mm. Also, my other complaint is I feel like there's a transparency, and I could be wrong and it could be my screen, or maybe it's not enough contrast for me even though it is like dark background, but I don't know. I have a long list of issues, font choices, color contrast, um, lots of feedback for the Academy. Scott says they own ESPN, just use that format. Exactly, Scott. It works for sports, right? Um, Sage Moon says, "Yeah, all the award shows are so long now. Movies are getting longer too. Don't mind if it's a good story, but hate if it's just filler and lacks substance." And Sage Moon said, "Oh, interesting, Scott." Yeah, I think that's really interesting that they own ESPN, and yeah. Ah, and Scott also just added they could also run wardrobe information. Sure, sure. Now, to uh if you're talking about the red carpet, I think we're like kind of on a fine line of promotional interest, right? So sometimes, not a lot because I'm not sure who's wearing what exactly and who has an official partnership with what brand, but like sometimes there are actresses like I think Lily Rose Depp was um a brand ambassador or an ambassador for Chanel. So if she wears that on the red carpet as per like her contractual obligation that she's getting paid for, that would be tantamount to maybe an ad. So I kind of understand with things that are specific to the talent or those who'd be interviewed, that not being there. But like on a show like or on a network like they should have a ticker with that information. Whereas I get it, the Academy might not, want that involved unless they're getting pay. But yeah, Sage Moon agrees with Scott, and then Scott said yes to the red carpet info. I do like that idea, practically speaking. But I just think it might be a little bit of a conflict because there's so many celebrities who have these partnerships with fashion houses, or maybe they're being paid. There's wardrobe, there's also jewelry. There's a number of things that could be happening where they are seen as endorsing a brand and getting paid for it, and then that is an issue with the advertising. So yeah. Scott, yes, or Oscar history, absolutely. So I do have some of those. I have some suggested trivia for the ticker tape that I or the ticker tape. That's a totally different thing. I don't think the Oscars need to do a ticker tape parade during the award show, but for their ticker or for the scroll at the bottom. Yeah. So let's see. I mean, some of these they might wanna stay away from, but I was just trying to come up with, like, fashion moments and red carpet history, so even if that was on the bottom, especially for people that would definitely keep my eyes on a screen, so that's a good call out, actually. Sage Moon says, "Good point," or they might want to, take a cut if they run outfit info, Oscar history, yeah, is a good idea. Oh, yes, that's what Scott said, or Oscar history, so yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think okay, so we have something for example, when it comes to fashion, I think it's interesting. This could run at the bottom because it's not happening in the moment, even if she was an ambassador. So, for example, the trivia question, who wore the most expensive dress in Oscars history, valued at over $4 million? So the answer to that is it was in 2015, and it was Lupita Nyong'o. She wore a Calvin Klein gown adorned with 6,000 pearls, and that was valued at $4 million. So something like that is kind of fun. I don't know why hasn't done anything like that. I think used to run something on the bottom, but it was like about unrelated, like celebrity news. So if there was anything breaking, but they always had something. This was like a long time ago. I'm not sure if they moved away from that. I don't know. Okay, another fun fact. Another fun fact is well, trivia question and fun fact. Which Best Supporting Actress winner once accepted her award in a DIY dress from Kmart? So that was Melissa Leo, and that was for The Fighter in 2011. She later explained it was because she didn't want to be wasteful. I feel like that's a great sustainability story right there. But also, you know, really interesting. I didn't know that actually. Because I like pulled up some questions using AI. So I don't know. I didn't verify the accuracy of these. So we could be making up trivia right here. But there's some that are like about the awards themselves. But okay, Sage Moon said, yeah, it's super interesting that Cynthia's outfit was inspired by Hattie McDaniel, who made history as the first Black woman to win an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. Scott says, huh, good point, Sage. Yeah. Okay. Sage Moon says, period. Lupita, that is a good fact. Petition to get Leora on the next carpet. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Sage Moon. I don't know if I want to be I'm happy to be in proximity if I can wear sensible shoes. I used to do the red carpet not for the Academy Awards, but I've done them for more music awards and local events. You'd be surprised at how many red carpets there are in New York and Los Angeles any given day of the week. Or maybe you wouldn't be, but I would do them a lot. And, the amount of standing there and waiting is a lot. So if you've seen, I don't know about you, but today I started seeing the arrivals because I think they set up around 4 p.m. Eastern time. So even earlier. So that's like 1 p.m. in LA. And, you're having those red carpet arrivals start coming in at that time. And usually, people that are, maybe attendees or, some of the performers are coming in and later the presenters and nominees sort of usually come in. But it's a long time on that carpet. So it's kind of nice to be doing things sitting dressed up, but but at home. However, I am open to all opportunities that the universe has in store for me in a positive way. I need to refine that a little bit, but thank you, Sage Moon. Scott said, does it pay well? Oh, the answer to that, it depends on who you're doing it for and how you're doing it. So I was doing the red carpet mostly as a freelance writer and writing editorially. So the idea of something paying well in the editorial world is few and far between in my personal experience. So the answer to that is really no. It depends on the number of stories you're doing. Sometimes, if you are incredibly lucky, you can get an incredible interview. Now, there's also positions on the carpet. So I know we see a lot of the celebrities who are walking the carpet and you have they're walking the carpet where all the photographers are bunched together. That's not where the reporters are. The reporters are further away because you get those pictures. Everybody's trying to get the same person at one time. Snap, 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 where they yell the person's name. They're getting the pictures, they're getting the angles. And then if the celebrity or, if the person wants to come to do interviews on the carpet, they walk further down the carpet, or now it's not so much like it's a straight line. I mean, sometimes it's like a whole maze, but they will be escorted to the area to do interviews with journalists. No, so now you have a pecking order in terms of journalists. So you have like your, for these big award shows, it would be like E or, the big names. Maybe it's CNN or maybe it's your major networks, your news networks, but also maybe your big magazines. So like if it's music related, maybe Rolling Stone. But you have the people that have priority or the bigger areas are usually TV, right? So you have your setup or whatever. But then sometimes if you are from a smaller network, you might just have like a camera operator and the talent, right? So camera, so you have the red carpet, right? And sometimes if you're the talent, you can be on the red carpet. You might have that access, but other times you might just be like on the other side, but holding the microphone to the talent across the rope. So then there's those people, and those people are usually still TV, but maybe a smaller network. And then further down, you have, next over, you have like editorial magazines. So, like I was saying, like a Rolling Stone, maybe, or, if it's music related or industry or whatever, or like major magazines. And then at the end, you have like the weeklies or like the really big blogs, but those are like on the ends. So, a celebrity is going, let's say maybe they are going to talk to somebody on TV, whether it's live or not, that doesn't matter. But usually, if it's something that's live and it's for TV, it's like in a different area from the rest of the journalists, because there's just too much going on, as you've seen from the red carpets that you've all seen before. So by the time they get to the end, at the bottom of the pecking order, that's usually where I would be with like the weekly magazines or popular blogs. And by then, you are usually getting people that want to, um, that'll talk to anybody, which is sometimes that's the best interview that you can get. So sometimes you'll have somebody, you're not going to get your A-list celebrities, um, usually in that position. Now, there may be opportunities to interview the A-list actors or talent. I'm just thinking music and acting just because of where we are, but in awards season where we are watching the Oscars. But yeah, so it doesn't pay very well for that, and it's a lot of it's a long day basically, and that's why. But you can turn it into other opportunities. Now, I have worked with brands, and that pays a little bit better to be sort of a correspondent and get interviews. So, those are two possibilities. That's the way I've earned money on a red carpet in terms of working and doing interviews, but yeah, it's a lot of work. So, Scott said, "Would you rather do Oscars or opening night for a Marvel movie?" I mean, listen, I am open to work. So, there's no real preference there. I feel like the Oscars requires a lot more information preparation, because I feel like I would feel obligated to watch all of the films, or, brush up on my trivia, have my notes app going with a lot of information, because sometimes you might get somebody who is, like what we were talking about, not recognizable by face. Like maybe there'll be an editor who's a film editor who's like walking the carpet or something like that. And you can have interesting conversations, and you just might not know them by face, but um and sometimes depending on the outlet that I've written for, sometimes they are not necessarily interested in that interview that you were able to get. But I mean, I love Marvel movies. They're great, lots of fun. um yeah, I mean, if the Academy wants my feedback and they want me to do the carpet next year, I'm fine. It's fine. I have a rate, and I'm sure they can meet it. So either way, but I'm putting it out there that I'm open to opportunities. Sage Moon says fashion journalism has always been interesting to me, so I'm loving this red carpet tea. Sage Moon said, "Good question, Scott." Yeah, and yeah, Scott, thanks for asking. It's one of those things I don't it's not even like an either or. I'm open to both really, because I love movies, I love TV entertainment, as do you. I know that. So putting it into the universe, I've done things like this before, but the media as an industry has changed so much. So it's one of those things where you have to approach things in a different way. So whether that's doing live content and talking for hours on end, with breaks for food and technical difficulties, it's no problem for me. you know, I mean, oh my goodness, and I'm already okay. I'm about to cry, because I know we're at the in memoriam period, and uh, yeah, this is always so beautifully done, and it really just kind of draws you in. And you know what? You know what section it is, and you see the person's name who's being remembered very clearly. So good job, Academy, with the in memoriam. Little positive feedback there. It's always a trip to see these because if you think back in the past year, it's always you think of your favorite talent, but then it's easy just to succumb to an existential crisis. At least for me, I know. Uh, Scott said, especially after Gene Hackman passing. Yes, it's like you just think about. Sometimes you forget that somebody has even passed, or like in the way that you feel like they're still here, like you didn't, even if you knew it. But then also sometimes, like with these award shows, things happen so suddenly, so close to the actual award show, so it's very uh gosh, it's still like kind of raw. I know, Sage Moon, yes. I know. I feel like I'm usually like in complete tears though, but I am yapping a lot, so I think that is doing something to ease the tears a little bit. And yeah, there's a lot to go on here, my goodness. And I always think about the editing, especially for the in memoriam, because I'm sure there's so many Academy members, each year that I don't know how they make these lists. That's a really tough edit. Or they just make it work. I don't really know how that works out. Oh, and they have the orchestra playing. This is okay. I'm gonna switch to water so I can stay hydrated because let's see. Okay, Scott says, "What have you heard as far as rumors casting for upcoming movies?" Yeah, I don't really. I'm gonna say this right now, and then like I'll get a random email or something, or I don't know. I do follow the gossip accounts sometimes, like a Dumois, but I feel like you don't get rumors like that. But sometimes I follow certain accounts and things kind of come out, but there's not anything that I'm really privy to that's not like already like Instagram, TikTok, or those kinds of pages, those kinds of gossip pages. So I don't really get that kind of intel, unfortunately. Um, but like I said, sometimes I get the most random emails in my inbox, and I'm like, this doesn't really apply to me, or maybe it does. Sometimes it's about a beauty launch, or maybe there's like an actor who's doing something, launching a project or a book or whatever. I usually get pitches once things happen, but I don't get casting buzz other than, the usual places. So sorry. That's my long but boring answer. Ah, Scott says I don't do TikTok, so this is it for me. Okay. I would say TikTok is a better source of that, but I really don't feel like in terms of rumors that there's too much about casting. I do feel like that is more, I would say, uh kind of insidery. And I don't know if I have any casting director friends that are like working on like big mysterious projects or anything like that, as far as I know. But then also, like big mysterious projects sometimes could be before they like blow up, and you don't necessarily know. Like, I don't know. Like for example, I think I told you, I feel like I saw the set on New York City sidewalk of a complete unknown, based on my guesstimation of like when I remember But I don't think I took a picture because sometimes I take pictures because, like I said, with a complete unknown, a lot of it was shot in New York and on the streets, and it was mostly in the West Village and the West Village area. So some of those areas are very frozen in time, and all you need to do is switch out the cars on the road, and it looks like you're, back at that time. So, um, yeah. Uh, oh man. Wow. Okay. Sage Moon said, OMG, random side note. That's not, first of all, everything is a side note at this point. If you're here right now, everything's a tangent. I love it. Andrew Garfield's outfit was a fire emoji. Okay. I didn't see it. I feel like, I think that's the thing too. I feel like when I am just sitting and watching on my phone and not streaming, I'm like looking on my phone at what everybody's wearing. So now I've got to look up Andrew Garfield. Oh, I really like what Mikey Madison wore. The who's nominated for a Nora Christian Dior dress, very classic, strapless, black, almost like a bandeau style, and then a high waisted but very fitted column, pink satin. Oh, Andrew Garfield in this brown. Oh, it's Gucci. I mean, he does fashion. He does fashion really well. But without going too far out there. So I appreciate that. Okay, so they are saying that we're supposed to have some sort of American Idol situation. Like I saw it in the schedule before the Oscars started, around 10:30. We have 10 minutes left, and we still have like 15 awards left. Okay, Sage Moon said the Associated Press just uploaded a short of it. He's rocking brown and the sunglasses. Okay. Yeah, I see him without the sunglasses. Oh, he's holding them in his hand. That's great. So do either of you, does anybody who's on, because I see we have some other people that are here but not in the chat, any best dressed picks? Any choices for best dressed? While we're looking at okay. I'm just making sure my volume doesn't blow up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at oh my goodness. Jeremy Strong, like the full outfit in Loro Piana. It's very green, but it's like that sagey color, and it really does fit well because it is custom. Okay, Scott says Adam Sandler. Oh, in the hoodie, Scott, when he was during that opening ceremony. I mean, good for him. If you can carve out a niche in fashion wear, even on awards, red carpets, you wear a hoodie and basketball shorts. Good for you. You're living your like, I mean, talk about like that's a comfortable king right there, you know? And the thing is, we know he can wear a suit if he had to, but it's fine. I feel like he's gone this long. That would be strange if he started wearing like I don't know. If he started being like the best dressed man or something like that, it would be weird. Okay. Sage Moon says, I'd have to see more fits. Yeah, that's the problem. And Scott says, yes. Yeah, I think we just need a few more like fits. And my problem was keeping one eye on like the carpet interviews. And of course those are tight. Those are, face to face. So you're not like, all the way pulled back and you can't see like the full body, full outfit. But then you also have these other like shots of celebrities like walking through in a crowd, and I'm like, oh, that's Selena Gomez's like head, and like, okay, she's wearing a gown but I can't see the details. So Interesting stuff. Okay. There were some other fun questions that I had for my trivia that I'm just gonna whilst we wait for this to not end at 10 p.m. Because now I'm in it to win it. I want to stay until the last award, and we're just waiting out here. But there were some interesting snubs and surprises that I wanted to share from the Oscar awards. So the one that I think was really wild is, let's see, this one. Which iconic actress was nominated 18 times before finally winning her first Oscar? Now, maybe this is common knowledge and everybody knows this, but the answer is actually Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep won her first Oscar for Kramer versus Kramer in 1979 after that many nominations. So that was she was nominated 18 times before winning that Oscar. So that's really wild. And that's why I don't know. I feel like there is somewhat of a rhythm to it, and I hate to say it because I feel like there is this sentiment with the Academy Awards where it's like, "Oh, this is someone's time to win or not someone's time," or and that could be based on a variety of factors, but I think there is something to that. But for Meryl Streep 18 times, that's ridiculous. They could have given it to her. I don't know what her first nomination was for, but they should have just given it to her then and said, "Yeah, no problem. You get this every year." Okay. See, again, wait, I missed it. I missed it because the volume is low. Because I don't want it to feed into the mic and get like a weird sound issue. But now we have all of this hugging and time in between until he gets to the stage, and I have no idea who this winner is. I'm sorry to this man. He's not on the stage, he's hugging someone else. I also don't think I know that person. Oh, I do. That was Adrian Brody. This must be a win for the Brutalist. This is the deductive reasoning that I have to use to get through the Academy Awards because I have my volume pretty much off. And let's see. Let me see if they're going to. Okay, put the awards. He's getting a speech out of his pocket. I'm waiting for them to flash it. That was less than 10 seconds that title was on the screen. That's my official counting. I was using my fingers. So I was doing 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. So that's how you know it was less than 10 seconds. Adding this to my list of things to mention to the Academy. They're really going to hear it from me. Okay. So this was, oh boy, where are we? See, I've had too much sugar and am sitting in one place for too long. I think that's the issue. I think this was that production design? Or was that I have no idea. Let me see. No, I have no idea now. That's okay. Why would I know? Oh my goodness. I just sound very salty. Like I personally was snubbed by the Academy for something. Um so let's see. This is international films. Okay. Now I know where we are in terms of the current uh I think this one could be this is best foreign film. I think this one could be I'm Still Here. I just can't believe that, oh, Flow is also in this category. How interesting, and they won, Best Animated, Feature Film. Hmm. It's I'm Still Here. Okay. That's what I thought, and I think that was the popular thought. Okay, very interesting. Let's see. I'm gonna share some trivia whilst we wait for more awards because it's 3 minutes and we are not done. 3 minutes till 10 p.m. Eastern. And the Oscars are nowhere close to being over. Talk about I'm Still Here. Sorry, that's a bad joke. But okay, my trivia. I have another trivia question. Which blockbuster film holds the record for the most Oscar nominations without a single win? Okay, the answer, well, there's two. There's a tie. There's a tie for 11 nominations and 0 wins. And the answer is the first one is The Color Purple, 1985, 11 nominations and no wins. And The Turning Point, 1977, 11 nominations and no wins. I didn't know that, but yeah, that could have been scrolled right at the bottom too. Let's see. There was another snub I wanted to share with you. Where was it? Oh, thanks, Scott. Scott said, wow. Sage Moon said, whoa. I don't know. I added the Joey Lawrence effect to it. And Scott said, that's some good trivia. Yeah, I had a few more from the fashion category. And there we go. I think this is the one. Okay. You both might know this actually. You might know this answer already because this is a fun one and a lot of people reference it. But who made a major red carpet statement by wearing an unforgettable swan dress to the Oscars? Okay, and the answer is in 2011, it was Bjork who wore a swan dress to the Oscars when she was nominated for the film Dancer in the Dark. And that was I remember watching that movie. It was so intense. I think it was like the most intense movie I've ever seen. And it was the first time I think I really watched a movie and I was like, I just need to watch this one time. And that's it. Because it was just so intense and very sad. Um Sage Moon with the swan emojis. Thank you. Yes. Yes, that was I believe people asked Bjork about her choice to wear a swan dress and her attitude was just very yeah, why not? You know, it was I think her friend who is a designer and I could be making this up, but her friend who is the designer or a friend designed it and she liked it and wanted to wear it. So that was it. You know, I think this is something that I wanted to talk about and research a little bit more, but I feel like the idea of all these stylists kind of coming in probably came around the time of that Bravo show. Remember Rachel Zoe, big celebrity stylist, still is, but I feel like there was an era before, even in the 80s, maybe except for somebody like Cher, who was dressed like costumed by Bob Mackie himself in these beautiful ornate outfits. And Cher is somebody who has been dressing, in basically custom couture uh since her early performing days, and she had that TV show I guess in the 70s, and she just had outfit after outfit. So I think there's certain celebrities and performers who are used to that level of costuming, right? And then you have other celebrities who maybe don't do as much. Maybe they aren't like stage performers per se. So in their private lives, they just wear, normal clothes, right? So I think that plays a role in it. But I feel like the early aughts, I think things really kind of took a turn. I know there were people had stylists in the 90s because when you had the red carpet, initially, somebody who's iconic like Joan Rivers who would ask, "Who are you wearing?" And then it became a thing of, "Oh, should I be wearing a label?" Because there's still people to this day that, just go to a department store and buy a dress for an occasion, as you and I, if we had to go somewhere, dress, suit, whatever, you'd go to a department store, you go to a specialty retailer for that, and you just buy something off the rack. Now, if you wanted, you could have something made, but most people don't have access to that. And also, I feel like that's just such a different headspace to be in. So I feel like it was probably the mid to late 90s that there were more celebrity designer relationships that came about that really kind of this is how the red carpet sort of evolved. That's what I think in terms of where it is today, where we know who, what label, what house each, person is wearing. So it wasn't always like that. But I do think it's very interesting. So even that thing about the actress who wore a Kmart dress, really interesting stuff. Let's see. Trying to see what's up next. Sage Moon says, "Oh, OMG, yes, I remember the Rachel Zoe being everywhere." Yeah, the Rachel Zoe project or something. I can't remember. The show was on Bravo, and it was her and her husband, and she was one of those celebrity stylists that was working with everybody, kind of like in their 20s, that was like doing red carpet. So it was just like that was just another thing because a lot of times celebrities weren't getting like glam, like the hair, the makeup, the nails, or maybe they would just go to a old school salon and get things done there. But now that's such a separate beast. So like tonight I'll probably go because I follow accounts of hair and makeup artists, some of them. Um, and I've really started doing that because I would also cover Fashion Week, specifically New York Fashion Week. So I would end up running into the same hair, makeup, and also sometimes stylists backstage at these shows, and end up getting to know them. So then you kind of see what they do for award shows and how intense that can be. And they might have a nominee at 2 p.m. they need to do, or people will try to get appointments. They'll get their makeup done at 8 a.m. and then just kind of touch it up and go, for these award shows, or their hair, whatever it is, because it started on the East Coast, here in New York in Eastern time, 7 p.m., but it's 4 p.m. out there when it starts. So you could get your makeup done really early in the morning and, be done and ready to go, ready to show up on a carpet, just touch up with a little powder, whatever it is. Have your lipstick. You know what? I'm going to reapply my lipstick now because I have eaten it off with all my little snackies. And I feel like I'm just going to grab this and we're going to add a little hydration. Okay. Kinda. I looked at too small of a mirror. Close enough. Okay. Oh, that was a win for the Brutalist. Wow. Okay. I don't know. The Brutalist is winning a lot of these awards, and I'm not seeing. I don't think I've seen anything. Have we seen anything for Conclave tonight? I don't think so. I have a feeling Conclave might take Best Picture home. I don't know. Okay. Oh, this is the score for The Brutalist. Okay. Sage Moon, thank you. Yeah, sometimes I put my lipstick on and a light color like this is totally fine, but then sometimes it's a shot in the dark and I have a little lipstick where I don't want it to be. So here we are. But I just felt like I can't find my lip gloss and I don't want to get up. And then and miss another award and not talk to you. So I just put a color on. So now I feel like a person again without dry lips. Okay. So there was trivia that I wanted to share. There was like one or two more things. I plan on having trivia that is based on this year, that I'm gonna update, but all the awards have to be in. So like, let's see, maybe, oh wow, it's Whoopi and Oprah. Okay, we were just talking about The Color Purple. Wow. Okay. All right. I wasn't trying to summon anyone, I promise. Whoopi Goldberg, is she wearing Christian Siriano? I feel like that's my question. Let's see. Sometimes I feel like there are certain designers that I recognize. Let's see. Because she's worn Christian Siriano before. And I, based on this dress, okay, let's see. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at ABC News and it says the winner who presented at the 88 music wait. Wait. No. That's not the right number. That's 2016. I'm like, "Wait, what year are we on?" Okay. Yes. So she is wearing a Christian Siriano. I see the full look now. Because she's okay, so Whoopi Goldberg is wearing this Christian Siriano, almost this fabric that's like a liquid metal look to it. It looks that shiny in person. So I believe this is from the fall winter 2025 collection. So straight off of the runway, basically. And he was actually inspired by the aerodynamic automotive movement, so that was the inspiration. So it was the auto industry, but aerodynamic automotive movement. That was his inspiration. So we got a lot of these things that were like sleek, like a high shine, sort of like a gorgeous luxury car, or like, a custom paint. So it gives that look. I really think this is from that show. And I say that because I went to the show and I saw the runway, and a lot of the pieces were very structured but had volume. Some were flowy, but there's just some that were like, what is that fabric? What is that made out of? How does that do that? So I think she's wearing something from the newer collection, or next season, I should say. So I know that's Christian Siriano, really excited about it. Sage Moon, it's like you're psychic. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll go with that. Yeah, no, I think I must have known that they were presenting. I feel like anybody who's ever shown up at the Oscars is fair game. So like Queen Latifah is literally performing um a song from The Wiz right now. She had a beautiful dress on earlier too. Let's see. Get out of these prop bets. Like I said, I don't like the Vegas prop bets. They really weren't that exciting, to be perfectly honest. Okay. So it's 10:13. The Oscars were supposed to have wrapped. I'm not complaining, but still, like there's going to be another 15 minutes. They're going to be wrapped by 10:30 or so. I don't think so. I feel like if I saw a few more, uh-huh, I could give you like a little bit of we could do a little best dress poll. Oh, Sageman said, I love Christian Siriano. He usually dresses the girlies, and the other designers and labels give a hard time to or turn away. Yes, absolutely. I think Sage Moon, maybe you're psychic, because in my next podcast episode, I actually talked about New York Fashion Week, but I really zeroed in on Christian Siriano because that was my favorite show of the season to attend. And he does it every single time. There is probably it's one of the most it's one of the most diverse runways that you can see, at least in New York in recent times, and it's been consistent because this was his 17th season, and he's pretty much been about that from day one. And he's also a designer who has worked with so many brands that I feel like I don't know, I feel like that's in the DNA of his design aesthetic and intention as well. Yeah. Sageman says, OMG, no way. Yeah. So I attended, and he opened Fashion Week. So it was really nice to be able to see a show that was really centered around one thing. It was interesting because I was invited by Toyota, and literally in the middle of the runway was this custom Toyota Crown, and it was black and red, and the runway was like a red carpet, and then there was also a beautiful floral design. And I don't mean like a centerpiece or a few centerpiece no pieces. It's like the whole, like, essentially it was in um for New York, like a warehouse space. So you had like flowers that were like climbing the walls. There were these beautiful roses. It was absolutely stunning. It smelled amazing. But he was inspired to design by the automotive, by cars, by uh, you know, I think the structure, but also the aerodynamic shape. So there's a lot of, in terms of textures, there was still that beautiful tool that he uses for that volume, but they were in bold colors. There's black, there was red, and blue, but like kind of more like primary colors, but very beautiful, on the models. And then there were these like iridescent or metallic colors. And then there was what Whoopi was wearing, basically. Like, it was like it kind of shifts. It's that look of the fabric where it's like, oh, it looks like it's wet, but that's like an effect, or it's painted, or it's treated with something. So it really catches the light no matter what angle, you have it at. So yeah, Christian Siriano is probably one of the few shows that I'm excited to see each season. And he delivers a great show, and there's always so much going on. So from the car in the middle of the runway. Then he also had designed something for The Handmaid's Tale. So they were a partner. Like he partnered with The Handmaid's Tale to design this cape, but the cape was so beautiful. You're like, wait, is this a subversive thing or is this like I don't know. But it made you think and it was definitely provocative in that way. But he fits in amazing sponsorships. Like backstage, I also talked a little bit about the makeup trends backstage. The makeup was done by makeup artist for Revlon, and then also a skincare line from Italy, Borghese. Like they had done like this three-step skincare routine. I talk about it on my podcast. So um but that's what's up for this week. So Sage Moon, you're psychic. I'm calling it. And yeah, I feel like you already know. But I too love Christian Siriano and I've known of him obviously since, Project Runway, but I had the occasion to meet him a few times. But not in recent years. He's just like he's so huge. Sage Moon says, "Love that so much. Yeah, Whoopi's dress for tonight reminds me of Iris Van Harpen piece or something. Structural and eye-catching. Yes, Herpen. Yes, yes, yes. No, it's okay. I got it. I got it, Sage Moon. Trust me, before I took off my nails, the typos that I was making were like criminal. Um, I had on, so I shot this content and then I had these press on nails that were so pretty and kind of matched the red and the roses. Um, but I just took them off. Sage Moon says, okay, just saw Halle Berry's look. Also Christian Siriano, kind of feeling like hers might take the night for me. Wow, combined with her hair and makeup, the whole look is so stunning. I mean, I was rolling my eyes because, how is Halle Berry not gonna look good? Like, duh, not at you, Sage Moon, but I feel like of course she's gonna look incredible. She really I mean, when she steps out, she steps out. But I feel like in a similar spirit, I feel like Demi Moore's gown is similar. Not that it's I think she has still the straps and the more plunging neckline, and I feel like Hallie's is a little bit more like a sweetheart but strapless. I don't know. Sage Moon says LMAO totally. Yes. Yes. Okay, we're getting to are we getting to Best Actress? Oh, for Best Actor. Okay. Oh, okay. We'll see. We've got Adrian Brody. I was really torn between Adrian Brody and Timothy Chalamet. I think it's gonna go Adrian. He's dressed for it. You know what? Timothy could win in a yellow leather suit. Sage Moon says yes. Looked up Demis. They are similar. Yes, it's like they're encrusted in diamonds or like a platinum. So I feel like Goldie Hawn is wearing a gold satin dress, but everybody else who's wearing like really shiny for the most part is more of a silver or like more platform. Even Emma Stone, she looked like I couldn't tell if they were like sequin paillettes or if it was like more of a silver. So it wasn't, but more muted, like almost like a pearl tone. But I couldn't tell with I'd have to see a photo of it to kind of get it. But seeing her on the red carpet and move, it reflected a lot of light. So it seems like, but it seemed like it was leaning more silver. Okay. Yes. Sage Moon, yes, not gonna lie, Selena's dress is good too. Old Hollywood styles work well on Selena. I think the people that did Old Hollywood, I mean, I feel like there was a lot of people that did Old Hollywood tonight. There weren't, I mean, Cynthia's very modern. Um, you know, so is Ariana. Whoopi, right? I mean, you have people that did things that were a little bit more statement. Okay. Oh, It's Adrian Brody for Best Actor. Okay, he's dressed for it. I'm just saying, I don't know, that was my vibe. But I thought, based on the previous win, that Timothy Chalamet had a chance. Now, if if the Academy takes me up on my advice and maybe puts in who is the second place or runner up, then we could see, or maybe gives full transparency and shows the total number of votes and all that stuff. So okay. That would be interesting. Sage Moon said totally, like Emma Stone is kind of giving flapper, but a little bit of short, a little bit with the short hair, super cute. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, I got stuck on that. Sage Moon says, "LOL, love that. He's dressed for it." Yeah, that was sort of my thing earlier. I'm like, based on we're gonna break these ties in my head based on who's dressed for it and who's not. Like, I really think Demi Moore, she is absolutely dressed for it. But you've seen these other occasions where, people are dressed to the nines and, maybe someone wins in a not so great look or whatever. I don't really know if there's anybody who's not looked so great specifically. Um, Especially in recent years, everybody really I feel like I do feel like once the stylists really came in and were incorporated as part of the machine, um, you know, it changed things. So really it's hard to have like pick people for a worst dress list. Okay, Scott says so the SAG Award winners aren't a precursor to the Oscars. I mean, literally they're not supposed to be, but I think we just try to find patterns in things, and sometimes things can be completely random and completely completely separate. The SAG voting body may overlap with some Academy members, but maybe they're also completely separate. But they definitely have separate groups of people because not everybody who's in the Academy is in, or a voting member of the Academy, I should say, is in SAG, and maybe vice versa. But I feel like there's out of that Venn diagram, right? There's, of all of the award shows, there's like gotta be a lot of overlap, right? But I feel like if we're going by kind of big picture trends in general, uh, the accumulation of wins, I feel like we have our clear winner here. I don't know. Let's see. I was watching some of the speeches, but I'm just gonna get too emotional. So I'm just gonna ask another trivia question. Oh, I know. I know. These might be too easy though. I didn't want the ones that are too easy. Okay. What is the longest movie so far to ever win Best Picture? The answer is Gone with the Wind, and that's from 1939, and the runtime on that was 3 hours and 58 minutes. I don't think I ever realized that. I think I've seen Gone with the Wind, but feel like I've seen it on TV with commercials, or maybe I didn't watch it all the way through. I don't know. All right, this one is one of my favorite trivia questions here. Who was the first Black actor to win an Oscar? Okay. You may know this already, but the answer is Hattie McDaniel, 1939, who won Best Supporting Actress for Gone with the Wind. Sage Moon says, I've never seen it. It's a romance movie, right? Yeah, yeah, I mean, I guess that's sort of yeah, I guess that's the vibe. Um, yeah. I mean, when you put it like a romance, it's, like, definitely not, like, rom-com of, like, today's rom-coms, you know? So it's just funny to hear it like that. I just feel like I don't know, I feel like I think of it as, like, a period piece, but it's just because it's old. From 1939, that's what I mean. It's a long time ago, I think. Okay. Which film has won the most Academy Awards in history? And there are ties. Okay. So there are 3 ties. Ah, okay, Scott Ray. Yes, he was gonna say I was gonna say Sidney Poitier, yeah. Uh, Sageman said, "Very cool, not expecting everything coming full circle." Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. So I want to, take the winners, and when I put out this live, because 'cause I'll just, have it up on YouTube, but I wanna make another video that incorporates the new trivia from this year. Hopefully, I'll be able to do that, if there are any interesting, uh things that come up. So which film has won the most Academy Awards in history? And there are 3, so there's 3 possibilities, but they're all tied. There are 3 films that are tied with 11 Oscars. Wow. Okay. The first is Ben-Hur from 1959, and the second is Titanic from 1997, and the third is Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King from 2003. Scott said Dances with Wolves. I don't know how many wins that had. Oh, they must be doing director now. Okay. We're moving through awards, but it's almost 10:30 now. I don't know why they don't time these things properly. Adding to my list to bring up to the Academy. I know. Okay, Sage Moon. So Scott said Dances with Wolves. Sage Moon said didn't expect Lord of the Rings. Wow, I know. So those are my like trivia questions that I wanted to sprinkle throughout, but we get distracted. And by we, I mean me. All right, directing is being announced. Oh, it's Sean Baker for Anora. Okay. This if it's anyone's night, it's his night tonight because he's picked up I forget how many. They only had a little scroll at the bottom to update us. I don't know. He had at least 3, if not 4, right? Hmm. Wow. He is going to be the It director for some time. So I maybe he'll direct a Marvel movie. Wow. I wonder I wonder where his planets are because he is just racking them up tonight. Scott said maybe. Yeah. Did you see Anora? Scott said definitely won't be be DC movie. I mean, yeah, I know. That would be I enjoy a lot of the comic book movies. Oh my gosh, yeah, wow. I am getting sleepy now with these awards. Sage Moon said, "Yeah, Marvel movies need some fresh perspective. It's like they're using a template, but so would love for them shaking it up a bit." Yeah, yeah, it would be fun. I mean, I feel like after this many wins from one movie, I think, um, he's really solidifying him he's really oh my gosh, wow. Yeah. So I think at this point, with this many wins, Sean Baker's really solidifying himself as a force in the industry, and whatever he wants his next project to be, that's up to him. Wow. Oh, and it's his mom's birthday tonight, so he's celebrating, okay, in a very big way. That's great. Okay, so I don't know how many we can't have much more left. Scott said, "After the externals, I'm not sure it will happen." Yeah, I really think it's gotta be where are we? Where are we? Actress, right? And I did we do cinematography? Oh my gosh, we did international. So we need actress and movie. Yeah, actress and best picture, is that what's left? Oh boy. I really think it's gonna be The Brutalist for that, though. I don't know. Oh, Scott said Eternals. After the Eternals, I'm not sure it will happen. Scott said autocorrect kicked in. Yeah, I know the feeling. Very interesting. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what's next for him actually. I don't know what's next for anybody. I don't know. Are you excited about any big films that are in development or production, I should say production right now? Cuz I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a lot. I can't think of much off the top of my head at this point. Thank you guys for joining. I mean, we're on the second live stream and we're 2 hours and 17 minutes in. So I appreciate you hanging with me for this time and coming along for the ride. I have more trivia and let's see. Oh, Scott said Avengers Doomsday. Ah, yeah, I don't know much about that one. I don't think there's anything like any upsets, right? There's no or at least right now, no drama, so to speak. Because that one it's not coming out until, like it's not this year, it's, like, next year, right? Like, late next year, I think. I could look it up, but yeah. Sage Moon says, "Why'd they make the actresses wait till the end though?" I like the girlies need to be announced near the top of the show. Scott Scott said, "Right?" Yeah, I mean, I don't know either, but actor was just, Adrian Brody just won for best actor, so, they make it, second to last for, I guess, the ladies, and then best picture. I think that's it. Listen, they've gotta start the local news by 11, so I don't know what to say. I mean, looking at the ABC poll, it looks like people really are I think it's Demi for actress, but for best picture, uh, I mean, there are 10 nominees. So, again, I think where it left off was The Brutalist had 33%. I'm calling this the popular vote. Again, this is the abc.com. Oh, I know what I can do. I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, Emma Stone is here for the ladies, so let's see. Is this the one? Yeah, so this is what we have left. We have Emma Stone is here. She won last year for Poor Things. And yeah, look at her dress. It almost looks like a silvery but pearl kind of shimmer from afar, but then up close, like I thought it was like larger but more mattified paillettes for the beading, but I really can't tell. All right. Any guesses? Any guesses for best actress? Sage Moon said, "Will Doomsday be the last one?" Sage she said, "Okay, true, I'll let that slide." Yeah, because, that's just the order of the Academy. I mean, it's still worth mentioning to them if they ask. And Scott said, "I wanna see Queen of the Ring and Superman." Oh, yeah, Superman too, and Mission Impossible and Thunderbolts. Wow, you have a long list. Okay, Scott says Cynthia Erivo. I hear that, but I really think it's to me. I really think so. Initially, at the top of award season, I thought it might have been Fernanda Torres because, this is a, um I think she was getting more attention, initially when the film came out. Let's see. Oh, that's an upset. So Mikey Madison for Anora. So this is really, shaking things up a bit. This is her first nomination, I believe. I'm sure that's what they're saying over the speaker now, but wow, I think Sean Baker really is the darling. I mean, I think his other nominated, the supporting co-star, he didn't win, and now I'm totally blanking on his name, and I could roll up to the top. Oh, not here. But he was great in the movie. But wow, I really Yura Borisov. He didn't win, but he was just, congratulating her, but he was great in that movie too. Wow. Okay, Sage Moon said Toast Gray. I think Cynthia will take it. Scott wanted Cynthia Erivo to win. Sage Moon said, "What? Ain't no way. She beat out Cynthia and Demi?" I guess so. I mean, it's really surprising because this wasn't like the pattern, in terms of number of wins she's had during award season. So very interesting. Really interesting. Okay. Now I don't know. Best picture. Any guesses on best picture? Any predictions, guesses, thoughts, feelings? Because I was gonna go Brutalist, but Anora's still up there. No, actually, I was gonna go Conclave. Sorry, but then I was thinking Brutalist, and now I don't know. Maybe it's Anora. Maybe the night belongs to Anora completely. But she is wearing Dior. This is a, very classic, sort of retro Hollywood look. She's dressed to win too. Wow. Scott says, "At this point, I'm not sure." Well, they're gonna have an epic party tonight, no matter what comes with Best Picture. They have so much to celebrate, uh, all parties of Anora. Alright, Best Picture. Okay, here's where we are. Mm, let's see. Sage Moon says, "What? WTF? That seems weird, but I didn't watch that movie. Just can't imagine the other noms gave what Cynthia gave in Wicked." No, it's true. It's true, and Wicked is so different. And I think sometimes when you have a big blockbuster, like something that does a lot of is on like a lot of movie screens, gets a lot of attention, has a big budget behind it, sometimes it doesn't get its due in that way. Mm, Sage Moon says, maybe June or a complete unknown. And Scott said, but it really is a complete unknown. Oh, Scott with the Oscar jokes. Yes. I don't know if Conan already said that tonight, but you know, he should have if he didn't. So there's 10 nominees. So my top 3 were The Brutalist, Conclave, and Anora. Just because we're on a Anora Sean Baker streak, but I really thought it was going to be The Brutalist. But then, based on the other patterns and rumors and thoughts and stuff about how maybe people will vote for the Oscars, that it would be Conclave, because maybe it didn't win as many awards in other categories, but maybe it would just take the best picture. And if people were putting their votes towards Conclave for Best Picture, they would, spread out votes for maybe what they thought were the close second and third movies that should be honored. Sage sent some really laughing emojis and then said, "Good one, Scott." And then Scott said, hold the applause, just throw money." Well, Scott, you would fit well on the set of Anora. Wow, it's Anora. Okay. That that is gonna be the party to attend tonight. That is really wild. I really thought it was gonna be a closer tie between The Brutalist or Conclave, um, but I really think Sean Baker is going to be able to do whatever he wants, next couple of projects for sure. That is a really big win. Um, Sage Moon says, "OMG, ain't no way." I don't know what to say. I mean, that's it's really interesting. Okay. Well, I don't have any updated stats based on that. I was kind of predicting other wins, so I will have to recalibrate my current trivia for based on Oscar 2025 wins. Because it went in many different directions tonight. Things that I were wins that I wasn't really expecting. Um, not an upset, but everybody is really talented. But to see these awards, yeah, Sage Moon says, "I feel like they're blowing smoke on Honora." No? I mean, yeah, literally, I don't I think maybe there were 1 or 2 categories where it didn't pick up the win. So if anything, earlier on when the nominations were announced, I thought it was going to be, Amelia Perez because it was the most nominated for, um for across the academy. So, yeah, now I have my phone is going off because people are I have friends texting me about this, I think. But yeah, so I don't know, what did you think of the award show tonight? It's been pretty surprising. I mean, not completely shocking. It's not like somebody who wasn't nominated didn't win, but I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, nothing for Timmy. Oh, man. Wow. Okay, Sage Moon says, Lil T like oh, not Lil, like Timmy ain't get a thing. Cynthia and Timmy ain't get a thing like WTF. You know what? Absolutely right. Scott said so many actors have to be shocked. Yeah, I mean, there were gonna be some disappointments, but, some of the vibes at those after parties might change by a lot. Uh Scott said Sage is on fire. I know. Sage, cool down, cool down. This is coming from an Aries. Oh my goodness. Well, I think I'm going to try to do one or two more quick, fast facts. And then from there, I'm going to sign off because we've had a long day of streaming. And thank you so much. Special thanks to everybody who's joined this live stream. And for Scott and Sage Moon in the chat to keeping the conversation flowing and the laughs coming nonstop all throughout this award ceremony. I will need updates from Scott about your bathroom restoration or just your walls. I'm very curious now. I'm invested. And Sage Moon said, "This is why we don't watch their award show because that doesn't make sense." Literally fired up. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's all justified. It really is. Let's see if I have some good trying to see if there's good hmm. No, I was trying to do something really quick. Uh mm, like for an update, but no, I don't think so. I guess I guess which best supporting actor nominee has already or which best supporting actor winner has also won an Emmy for his role on the HBO series before winning his Oscar. See, this is why I have to work on these offline. The answer is Kieran Culkin from A Real Pain. He also won an Emmy for Succession. So, yeah, I'm just trying to give you trivia to cool you down. I don't know if that's working, Sage Moon. The only thing I can tell you is while this is the end of award season, I believe the Tony Awards are going to be in June, and we will have Cynthia Erivo hosting them. She is, a Tony-winning Broadway star in her own right. So, let's see. Here's this trivia. Which Best Actress nominee is also a Tony-winning Broadway star, making her red carpet looks extra, as anticipated for the Oscars red carpet. This is a work in progress. I'm just trying to say something here. Oh my gosh, the comments in the chat. The answer is Cynthia Erivo for Wicked. She's known for her dramatic fashion choices and her work on Broadway and her, Tony wins. So let's see. I see that Scott says, I feel the heat. Sageman says, okay, I'm cooling down. And Scott sent snowflake emojis and a fan emoji. Very thoughtful, very like old timey air conditioning. I like it. Oh, Sage Moon is receiving those snowflakes, ice cubes, and a snowman. Wow. Okay. I think we've cooled down. Thank you so much for joining this chat. This is going to go up and this is where it's going to be. So hopefully I'll see you soon. I will have a new episode of the podcast coming out later this week, and I will be back again to, give you more, I don't know, pop culture news and live stream live events as often as they happen. We'll see, but I'll figure out a schedule. Thank you so much for joining again, Scott, Sage Moon. Thank you for being amazing in the chat, and I will see you all soon.